When you can ride seated carrying a quesadilla, you know that you've arrived. Yo, what up, Duff here? On the Commander GT Pro Plus, I'm gonna give you a guess what I'm gonna try to do. You get 3 guesses, the first 2 don't count. See if you see any clues. Yep, we're gonna see if I can sit on this thing using my high-tech and visually appealing yoga block mod. Let's see. Happy Wednesday evening, by the way. Over here, going through the church to get to the little mini greenway near the house, which is a good spot to test seated riding, in my opinion. Let's see if this works. I don't know. I'm skeptical. But I mean, when I measured the difference between pedal and seat on the V13 and this, it was about 3 inches of difference. This yoga block thickness is, I believe it's right around 3 inches, if not 4. So in theory, that should work out okay, right? Hey, guess what? It works. Doesn't feel too bad. Now, yoga block's a little stiff, edges are a little sharp, not as comfortable as riding on the V13, but, and I do have a little bit of a handle here. It's not quite as easy to shift my ass around on this, but not too bad. Doable. Seated riding on the Commander GT Pro Plus. Didn't think that was going to happen. On the bottom of the block, I stuck Velcro on the top of the Clark fairing, and yeah, seems to be okay. Now, I'm not sure like what would happen if I went like fast, like 40 miles an hour fast, if this would stay secured. I probably need to do some auxiliary attachment towards the front of the yoga block so I could see that coming loose. This is okay. This is not bad. I could live with this. It would be nice if my grab handle was higher. Down here it's lower, and it's not really a handle either. That would be nice, because in the V13 it's right up here. So that's not ideal, but it's, again, look at me. I've just ridden over a mile seated and without a big deal. So this is basically rush hour. So yeah, I'm not comfortable doing seated rush hour traffic in the bike lane. I'm gonna spin off here onto one of the sideway back to my house, basically, which will be much calmer, and ride seated some more. And then really the only other debate is, do I go and get myself Wawa for dinner? Oh, Wawa on a Wednesday night, not usually in the routine, but I don't know, maybe, You gotta do wild things once in a while, and a Wawa on a Wednesday night, that could be pretty wild. It's interesting, the suspension on this, it feels mostly plush and soft, but then once in a while it feels like I can bottom it out too, so it's kind of weird. Am I past where I wanted to go? I think I am, actually. Yeah, shit. All right, I got to double back on the sidewalk. Really does feel P6 kind of smooth, though. It really does. Not as nimble as the P6, and especially probably not since that firmware update. But for a wheel that's, what, 120 pounds plus? Pretty damn good once you get rolling. I think it's time for some new goggles. These things are hurting my nose. The padding on the inside is kind of worn out. They're years old. I don't know, 5 years old maybe. Probably you might see me in some new mirrorized goggles sometime soon. All right, here we are. This is the nice big circle around Kings Lake. Nice gentle turns. Do a lap or so seated to get a good feel. This is going better than expected, which rarely happens in my life, but yeah, this is going better than expected. I can probably shift the yoga block up a little bit so I can get a little more forward on the wheel to be able to initiate more forward momentum. This is fine, it's fine for now at least. See, the cool thing is this discovery that I can actually ride this thing seated with this modification, is it makes the idea of doing a range test on it much more palatable, that I'd be able to sit for periods of time. So GT Pro Plus range test might be a thing. No bubbles, no troubles. Still just cruising around the local neighborhood, getting a good feel. It's going good, man. I am gonna celebrate by going to Wawa. Why not? It'll be a celebration sub. Sounds good to me. For the second time in a couple days, here we are back at Wawa. On a different wheel. Same result though. This wasn't the most well thought out Wawa meal. I got a steak quesadilla, which I can't shove in a pocket. Subs I can shove in the pockets of these pants, but quesadillas no. So I'm gonna just awkwardly carry it the mile back to my house, so that's fine. When you can ride seated carrying a quesadilla, you know that you've arrived. You've reached the pinnacle of seated riding. There you go, man, back. My first ever seated riding on the GT Pro Plus. You know, does this look stupid and ridiculous? Yeah, it does. Does it make seated riding possible and almost comfortable for me on this wheel? Yeah, it does. So that's all I really care about. So if you found this video interesting, please think about giving it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you're going to subscribe, you can hit the notify bell. It's over there somewhere. Huge thanks to my channel members. Channel members get a bunch of perks on the channel, including perks in live streams, special emojis that you can use in both live streams and comments on videos, as well as early access to most videos as well. Like, for example, members will see this video before everybody else. And my current member list is right over there. I'm hungry, I want to eat my quesadilla, so I'm not going to waste much time. I hope you guys are having a good week. Look for a range test on this thing sometime, which will include seated riding. I'm very excited about that. So, until next time, Tough Man out. It's tall, man. It's tall.